Hello and welcome to Awaz News. I'm Kubra Ali and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada.
Police chief in London apologizes to complainant in hockey case. Poilievre vows to crack down on auto theft, crime and chaos if elected. Metrolinx still have no opening date for Eglinton Crosstown, says wrinkles remain. TTC users will soon be able to transfer to and from Go Transit for free. 19-year-old allegedly steals car from used car dealership in Oshawa. Toronto Maple Leafs announce annual outdoor practice date. King Charles diagnosed with cancer, Buckingham Palace.
These were the headlines and let's jump right into the details.
The police chief in London, Ontario is offering an apology to the women at the center of the sexual assault case against 5 former members of Canada's World Junior Hockey team. Chief Kai Trong says he is extending his sincerest apology for the amount of the time it has been taken the case to reach this point. The investigation was initially closed without charges in 2019 before it was reopened 3 years later. London Deputy Sergeant Kathleen Dan says officers found new evidence that police say helped lead to the charges. Dylan Duke, Carter Hart, Michael McLeod, Cal Foot and Alex Formenton, who were charged with sexual assault last month. McLeod is also facing an additional charge of sexual assault for being a party to the offense. Lawyers for the players have said their clients will defend themselves against the allegations. The charges in the case relate to an alleged incident at a hotel in London in June 2018. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre has announced tougher punishment for car thieves if he is elected Prime Minister, including more prison time for repeat offenders. In a campaign-style announcement in Brampton, Ontario, Monday morning, Poilievre addressed what he described as a car theft crisis playing out across Canada, which the Liberals have said has increased 300% in the Greater Toronto Area since 2015. Poilievre said the Liberals' 2019 changes to Bill C-75 aimed at modernizing bail procedures in the country are to blame and allow repeat offenders to be out on bail within hours of arrest. This is happening because Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's dangerous catch-and-release policies have unleashed crime and chaos in our communities, Poilievre said. Poilievre revealed a 4-point plan to combat the problem that has seen more than 12,000 cars stolen in Toronto in 2023, the highest number in at least 5 years. The plan includes increasing mandatory prison time for repeat car thieves for 6 months to 3 years, removing eligibility for house arrest if convicted of a motor vehicle theft by way of indictment. If the auto theft is committed on behalf of organized crime, that will be considered an aggravating factor. So-called catch-and-release policies within Bill C-75 will be repealed to ensure repeat offenders get jail and not bail. Poilievre's pledge comes ahead of Liberals' National Summit on auto theft. The February 8 meeting will look at ways to stop the shipment of stolen cars to the Middle East and Africa by way of gangs and organized crime, the government said in January. Last week, Ontario Premier Doug Ford spoke about auto theft in the province and vowed to keep car thieves in jail for as long as possibly can. I have talked to friends that are sleeping with baseball bats beside their bed because someone's going to kick the door in and put a gun to their head and say, "Hand over your keys," Ford said, following the announcement of $121 million from the feds to help prevent gun and gang violence in Ontario. Poilievre said car theft claims in Ontario were up 329% in the first half of 2023, resulting in $700 million in losses. He said those thefts mean every driver in Ontario will pay an extra $130 a year, according to the Insurance Bureau of Canada. Toronto Transit users will soon save a few dollars when transferring to or from other public transportation systems, including Go Transit. The program, aptly called One Fare, has been a long-time delayed promise of Ontario Premier Doug Ford's. Beginning on February 26th, riders will only pay once when transferring between Go Transit, TTC Brampton Transit, Durham Region Transit, MyWay, and York Region Transit. That means someone living in Barrie, you take a Barrie Transit bus to the GO station, ride the GO train to here, Jansweep Park Station, and take the subway to the Toronto Metropolitan University campus, all with one fare, the Premier said Monday morning. This program will be a game changer for transit riders. It will provide people with more transit options and more convenience. Riders will, however, be charged the highest single fare associated with their trip. Using the above example, officials clarified that the transit riders will be charged a fare on Barrie Transit, and then the fare will be reduced from the GO Transit fees they will be charged afterward. No fee will be charged when that rider uses the TTC, still equaling one single payment for the trip. The Ontario government eliminated double fares on the majority of these transit systems in March 2022, but the Toronto Transit Commission, the largest urban transit service provider in the GTA, was left out. Fare integration was promised by the end of the 2023, but it was late. No reason was provided for the postponement. The government has promised to cover the cost of the one fare program, although it's unclear what the total cost will be. Vijay Thanigasalam, Associate Minister of Transportation, indicated the Progressive Conservatives will fully fund the program to kickstart the one fare program, totaling about $67 million. When asked about long-term funding, Thanigasalam said he is confident this is going to be a successful one-fare program moving forward in the long term. He did not specify how many years the government will fund the program. Here's what the Ford government wants people to know about the top contentious transit projects. Toronto Mayor Olivia Chow said the program got sent, saying it will provide people with different opportunities to get in and out of the city. Ontario Liberal critic for transportation infrastructure MPP Andrea Hazel said that while she is pleased with the idea of fare integration, she will be watching to ensure the TTC doesn't lose revenue as a result of the program. Ontario Liberals will be watching vigilantly to ensure that Canada's largest transit system is made whole. There are a lot of Torontonians that outside the city of Toronto, she said. When public transit is working well, life is more affordable. More people can choose to leave their cars at home. It becomes less expensive to get around the city, and it reduces the congestion on the roads. The Ford government says the riders will be able to save about $1,600 on average each year. It appears as though there are still wrinkles causing delays for the Eglinton Crosstown LRT. Metrolink's CEO Phil Wurster spoke to reporters at a provincial fare integration announcement on Monday morning, saying that really good progress has been made on the 19-kilometer rail line. We are all hard at work to bring this program to a close, he said. It is unclear when the transit line, which was slated to open in 2020, will begin operating. Wurster has previously said they will not be sharing any deadlines publicly until 3 months before an opening schedule is available. He reiterated that fact on Monday. The most important thing is we are making systematic progress. I will not open the service up if it's not safe and reliable, he said. Construction on the Eglinton Crosstown first began in 2011 and has been plagued by delays, including a lawsuit filed by the consortium responsible for the project. Wurster noted that system integration tests stood at about 15% in November and now stand at about 28%. Physical construction at Yonge and Eglinton has also been completed. He said, and occupancy permits for some of the biggest underground stations have been acquired. At the time, the CEO said he was worried about the signaling train control system. The system, Wurster said, needs a couple of software releases to iron our software, let's call it wrinkles, that will get the system to the right place. The last time Metrolinx provided an update on the Eglinton Crosstown LRT was in November, when he noted Metrolinx had a really good idea of when the line would open. He has yet to confirm an approximate opening date, refusing to even say the transit line will open in 2024. In December, Wurster provided media a tour of young station, saying it would not be sensible or responsible to declare an opening date. The new deal struck between Premier Doug Ford and Toronto Mayor Olivia Chow in November ensured some additional funding for the transit line, which was at risk of being deferred indefinitely due to the city's financial challenges. As such, the province has said it will provide up to $1.2 billion in provincial operating supports over 3 years to, among other things, the Eglinton Crosstown and the Finch West Light Rail transit systems. The NHL All-Star Weekend in Toronto may be over, but hockey excitement in the city will continue this week at the Leafs' annual outdoor practice. The team announced Monday that the practice will take place on February 8 at Nathan Phillips Square at 12 p.m. In years past, fans have flocked to Toronto's iconic skating rink to catch a glimpse of one of their favorite buds, or even seen them on the subway on the way to the practice. Admission is free, but fans are encouraged to arrive early due to limited space at Nathan Phillips Square. Thursday's practice will also include a professional women's hockey league PWHL skills competition, followed by events on Friday and Saturday, including the Blue and White alumni game. The Leafs are 24-14-8 this season and had a strong showing at this weekend's All-Star game. D. Matthews captain Austin Matthews won the 2024 Showcase 7-4 over Team McDavid alongside teammates William Nylander, Michelle Marner, and Morgan Rielly. King Charles III has been diagnosed with a form of cancer and has begun treatment, Buckingham Palace said Monday. Less than 18 months into his reign, the 75-year-old monarch will suspend public duties but will continue with state business and won't be handing over his constitutional roles as head of state. The palace didn't say what form of cancer the king has, but said it's not related to the king's recent treatment for a benign prostate condition. The palace said a separate issue of concern was noted during Charles' treatment for an enlarged prostate last month when he spent 3 nights in a London hospital. Diagnostic tests have identified a form of cancer, it said in a statement. His Majesty has today commenced a schedule of regular treatments, during which time he has been advised by doctors to postpone public-facing duties, the palace said. Throughout this period, His Majesty will continue to undertake state business and official paperwork as usual. The king is being treated as an outpatient, the palace said. It said Charles remains wholly positive about his treatment and looks forward to returning to full public duty as soon as possible. The palace added that the king has chosen to share his diagnosis to prevent speculation and in the hope it may assist public understanding for all those around the world who are affected by cancer. Charles became king in September 2022 when his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, died at the age of 96. News of the king's diagnosis comes as historian-in-law Kate, Princess of Wales, recovers from abdominal surgery that saw her hospitalized for about 2 weeks. The king's other son, Prince Harry, who quit royal duties in 2020 and moved to California, is expected to fly to the UK in the coming days to see his father. UK political leaders sent messages of support. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak tweeted, "Wishing His Majesty a full and speedy recovery. I have no doubt he will be back to full strength in no time, and I know the whole country will be wishing him well." Charles departed from royal tradition with his openness about his prostate condition. For centuries, Britain's royal family remained tight-lipped about health matters. When UK monarchs had real power, news of illness was withheld for fear it might weaken their authority. The habit of secrecy lingered after royals became constitutional figureheads. A 19-year-old is facing charges after allegedly stealing a car from a used car dealership in Oshawa, Ontario. Durham Regional Police said the incident happened around 12:10 a.m. at the Need a Car dealership located near Blue Street and Highway 401. Officers said a grey Hyundai was observed being stolen. Police found the vehicle in a nearby parking lot, prompting the suspect to run away. After a short-foot pursuit, police said they arrested Jonathan Williams. Williams is facing charges for theft of a motor vehicle, possess property obtained by crime over $5,000, and careless driving. The charges have not been tested in court. Police are asking anyone with the information to call them at 1-888-579-1520 extension 3799 or Crime Stoppers anonymously.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kubra Ali. I'll see you back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.